Thank you everyone for tuning in. We are going to begin in a minute.
Okay. Folder. Careful, the coffin is going to go on the way back. מזמור לדוד, אדוני רואי לו אכסר, בנעוד שירביצני, על מי מנוחות ינעלני, נפשי אשובב ינחני במגלי צדק למען שמו, גם כי אלך וגיץ על מוות לא ידע רע כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפני שולחן נגד צורריי, תשענת בשמן ראשי כוסי רוויה, אך טוב וחסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. The words of the 23rd Psalm, a Psalm of David. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want, giving me repose in green meadows, leading me beside the still waters to revive my spirit, guiding me on the right path, for that is God's essence. Though I walk through a valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your staff and your rod comfort me. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai forever. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out today. And also thank you so much, as all of you, for tuning in. My name is Rabbi Aníbal Mas. I'm the spiritual leader of Congregation Shaarey Zedek here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And it's my great honor to be here today officiating the funeral services for Aaron Sommer, Zichrono Livracha, of blessed memory. He was also known to the Jewish people by his Hebrew name, Aharon Chaim ben Eliyahu Alevi Vesara, Zichrono Livracha. He was the son of Sarah Sommer, of blessed memory, and Alex Sommer. He was the father of Serena and Sierra, the brother of Rina and Michael, Naomi and Hart, and Hillel and Marlena. Aaron passed away on November 6, unexpectedly, at the age of 64. There is a Yiddish expression, Agite Neshama, that means a good soul. This is an expression we use to describe a person like Aaron Sommer, who lived a life motivated by a good heart. And it's very interesting, and I don't think it's a coincidence, that the name of the current Hebrew month is Kislev. If you understand it from the way it sounds, then it can be divided into two separate words. Kiss, pocket, a lev, heart, a heart in the pocket. And the written name Kislev has even more deeper meaning hidden within it. Because the first syllable, kiss, also means to cover or to hide. The second syllable, spelled with the letters Lamed and Vav, equals to 36. And the name, according to the rabbis, refers to the hidden 36 righteous people by whose merit the world continues to exist. The rabbis teach that these 36 individuals are hidden from us and even from themselves, for they are too humble to know of their own powerful importance and self-worth. Yet, it is their light that sustains the world. Today we are saying farewell to a man who shone because of his giving nature, where it was never about how much, but rather about how much love accompanied the gift. A man who never knew how special he was and how much light he shared with everybody around him. Aaron loved his friends and treasured friendship as a sacred value that we should all pursue in life. And the rabbis agree with him. The benefits of friendship are appreciated by Jewish tradition. The book of Ecclesiastes wrote, "Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falls, for he has no another to help him up." Friends offer each other help, loyalty, protection, support, and guidance. Judaism defines friendship as one of the primary relationships in life, at times exceeding that which bond blood relatives. Friends like Aaron's friends, who called Aaron's family right away when he didn't show up for a scheduled gathering at a restaurant. Being able to connect with people, it's something that Aaron never lost, regardless of the challenges he may have had at different stages of his life. He was an avid sports fan, connecting regularly with former radio host, now Rabbi Matthew Leibel, who, by the way, remembers Aaron as sweet, honest, sincere, outgoing, and friendly with a kind soul. Aaron volunteered at a variety of places. The benefits of volunteering for those receiving help are clear. In fact, the benefits to the receiver and the wider community are usually part of the reason why people decide to volunteer in the first place. But volunteering was also beneficial to Aaron, like it is for countless volunteers around the world, for many other reasons, including stress reduction, combating depression, and providing a sense of purpose. To have a better idea of what I'm saying, there are no better people to share some of the wonderful stories from Aaron's life than his own family and friends. So I would like to start with Naomi, come to the microphone, to share with us her eulogy.
Rabbi Mass, family, friends, and support workers. Thank you for gathering together to honor my brother Aaron today. I'm sure you know me as Naomi, but to Aaron I was a mother figure, a best friend, and his advocate. I have to say it was an honor and a privilege. I never knew what this journey would entail, but at the end of the day, my life was richer and I was a better person for it. This is my first time writing a eulogy, so please bear with me. I've attempted writing this several times, but my tears took precedence. After I spoke to Rabbi Mass on Monday, he enlightened me as to why a eulogy was important. To honor the deceased and to give the person grieving an opportunity to remember their life. Today I want to honor Aaron, who was to me a beautiful human being. He had his problems, and a major one that started entering this world. There was a birthing defect that left him with permanent brain damage. Aaron also suffered from depression. I did not notice the severity of the problems while my mom Sarah was alive because she protected her son. She loved him unconditionally, as most moms do. After she passed, Aaron's world took a turn. He was lost without her. My father did the best he could. He was 40 years old and left with 4 young children and 2 businesses. In the recent years, Aaron looked forward to having dinner with my dad once a week, and it was the highlight of Aaron's week. I instinctively started to hover over Aaron, and that hovering grew to more responsibilities as time went on. It became a full-time commitment. What made life manageable for Aaron were all the wonderful people and supports that surrounded him. I want to thank my partner, Hart Greenberg, for constantly watching out for Aaron and watching him take pleasure doing it. He always had his best interests at heart. My son Josh would take his Uncle A out for breakfast or dinner and have some amazing times. His lifelong friends times. His lifelong friends, till he passed, were Martin Pollock, Albert Yanofsky, and Henry Goldfeld. He looked forward to seeing them every time. I thank you from the bottom of my heart because your love and concern kept Aaron going. Other people in the community were Ed Scheinwald and Sid Halpern, who took Aaron out for a meal and conversation. This gave him validation and acceptance. In the last 10 years, a wonderful man named James Higgins came into his life, and he was a pallbearer here today. He was the case manager of OFI, Opportunities for Independence. Aaron wouldn't be where he is without him. He provided Aaron with caseworkers, sometimes up to 4 times a week, people like Walter, Gayleen, Brenda, and more. They were amazing. You know how much I appreciate your supports. JCFS was another agency that provided support to Aaron. As of recent, Heather and myself had an appointment just last week looking for ways to improve the quality of Aaron's life. Aaron had many health issues, and during COVID, they continued to further deteriorate. His depression was at an all-time high. The doctors were encouraging him to lose weight and exercise, but that became difficult as his breathing got worse and walking was painful. Aaron was in heart failure. I tried to guide Aaron and connect him to the refit and ways to improve his eating habits. I managed Aaron's online banking. I was his power of attorney for all aspects of his life. I could go online and see how he was spending money. One time I saw that he spent $18. This is kind of a cute story. $18 at Subway. I asked him what he had for dinner. He said, "Naomi, I took you up on your suggestion. I had a turkey sub." I said, "Well, that's great. And what else did you have?" He responded, "I had a diet drink." I said, "That's great too. And what else did you have?" And Aaron paused. He then said, 3 cookies. I said, "Aaron, this isn't going to help you." His answer to me was, "But it does. It makes me feel good." And that was Aaron. Aaron was well-spoken. He could walk into a room and strike up a conversation with almost anyone. He was a sweet, kind soul. He was generous with the little he had. He was humble and compassionate. And a story that comes to mind is one that Aaron shared with me. He was at a bus stop and noticed a woman that was very unhappy. He said to her, "Is there anything I can do?" And she said, "I'm very hungry." And he said, "Well, I'm not in an urgent rush to go anywhere, so I'd like to take you for something to eat." And he did. That was Aaron. He loved being helpful. Anytime I moved from one house to another, he always offered help with packing or moving. Every phone call we had, he said, "I miss you. How are you? And is there anything I can do?" Aaron loved people. His relationships meant the world to him. They were his lifeline. He loved sports. He used to call a certain radio station after a game and give his feedback on the game. He loved cribbage and pickleball when he was in better shape. He loved volunteering, and the following are some of the places he volunteered. Manitoba Possible, which used to be the Society for Manitobas with Disabilities. The Baby Boomer Cafe, which raised money for continuous care for people with special needs. Winnipeg Harvest, Todah Rabah, and he loved working for the elections. I could go on and on, but I'm going to end by saying Aaron wanted for nothing other than love, friendship, and acceptance. He was not at all materialistic or envious of anyone. He was grateful for what he had. Those are characteristics that are hard to find in today's world. Last but not least, Aaron leaves behind his 2 beautiful daughters, Serena and Sierra, that he loved dearly and wanted them to know that. I hope in honor of Aaron, all the other Aarons, that we can learn to open our hearts to people who need a helping hand. Those that did not have a choice because of their disabilities or special needs. I want to thank you all for coming here together to honor my brother.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for such beautiful words. I'd like to invite now Albert Janowski to share his memories of his friend Aaron.
Aaron was a really nice guy. I miss him. He was a usher at my wedding. He phoned me at least once a week to say hi to me when we're going out to Salzburg House again. I cannot do it every weekend, but I try my best. And when he didn't call, he said to me last Saturday we're going to meet at Salzburg House. I waited and waited, and he never showed up. I couldn't do nothing. I went home and I phoned Albert, and he gives Naomi phone number, and I told him that I get no phone calls from him. And the next thing I know, he was gone. Thank you.
Thanks, Henry. Rabbi Moss, the entire Sommer family, and friends. You already met Henry Goldfeld, my friend. Very special friend to Aaron. My name is Albert Yanofsky, and I've known Aaron for close to 60 years. A long, long time friend. I'm honored to speak about our dear friend Aaron on behalf of myself, Sharon, and our entire family, and on behalf of Henry Goldfeld, Annagil, and their family, and another longtime friend of Aaron's, Marty Pollock. Where does one start? Well, as the rabbi said, and as Naomi said so well, Aaron was very, very special and loved people. I first met Aaron in the early 1960s at one of the Frankel, Salzburg, Salvia Bay, and Marigold Bay family events. I can't remember which one. I remember Aaron coming over for a sleepover at my house on Sweetwood Bay when we were about 7 or 8 years old. I believe that was one of the first times ever that I had a pillow fight, and Aaron was the winner. We continued this special friendship through many birthday parties, numerous USY events at Rosh Pinna, Beth Israel Synagogue, holiday and social events, Atah socials back at Rosh Pinna, and lots of fun and exciting times at my house in the early days over the decades. Be it Passover Seders, Shabbat dinners, New Year's parties, etc. Our mother of blessed memory always included our friend Aaron in many of our family get-togethers over the decades and simchas. She welcomed Aaron as one of our family, and so did the rest of my family. He was a very, very sociable person, as we all know. Aaron enjoyed meeting and connecting and schmoozing with people of any kind and any sort. He was not shy to go up to people and say, "Hi, my name is Aaron." I quickly remember, as I look at you, Evelyn, my daughter, when Evelyn was getting married a few years ago, we had to cut the list of people for the event. And Evelyn came up to me and said, "Dad, Aaron has to come to the wedding. He's your longest friend. There is no way that I am not inviting him." As was mentioned, despite the many challenges he faced, Aaron always tried his best to find a job, to volunteer, to connect with others in the Jewish community and the non-Jewish community. It didn't matter to him. He tried to participate in Jewish traditions wherever possible. And there is a sort of a theme when you think about that. When we started off at Beth Israel, Rosh Pinah, Aaron was instrumental in trying to reignite a social group at the Shaarey Zedek. And in his last year and a half, he was so proud to go to the Temple Shalom Shabbat services and connect with people, because that's what he did. And he would always call Henry and I and say, you need to watch the Shabbos service on Zoom. Right, Henry?
Yes.
Did that all the time over the last year, and especially the last 6 months. As was mentioned, Aaron enjoyed sports. He was a sports maven, and all the 1290 listeners knew Aaron as Aaron from Tuxedo,
River Heights.
River Heights. Aaron spent a lot of time connected to sports, and Marty Pollock mentioned that over the years, Aaron enjoyed so much going over to his place or Aaron's place and watching NFL football or hockey, and of course eating a nice pizza. Food was a part of Aaron's life, but Aaron also was sort of a maven when it came to cribbage. And Marty recalls a marathon cribbage tournament that went on, and Aaron usually ended up being the winner. He tried to teach me cribbage, but didn't quite work. But Henry and I have a fond memory of inviting Aaron to join us and my family at the Grey Cup in Winnipeg a few years back. We all had a great time, but Aaron really did. And it was a very cold day at the Grey Cup. Right, Michael? Yes. Henry and I remember going to many Goldeyes games with Aaron. He loved going there. And also with Marty Pollock too. I will never forget, neither will Henry, the good old days when we and Alan Cluner and Aaron went to Grand Forks many times, but one time, about 35, 40 years ago, and I don't know why we remember this, Henry, but Aaron had a great time. We all had a great time at the Regency Inn, room 234. And again, we had a pillow fight. Again, Aaron was successful, but this time we added in an ice cube fight. And I don't think Alan was too happy because Aaron was the winner. Sorry, Alan, but that was the truth. Aaron regularly called and checked in on Henry and I 2 or 3 times a week, every month, every year, for the past decade or so. He really looked forward, as was mentioned, to getting together to see people, not just Henry and I. He would go up to the waitresses who got to know him, and he enjoyed a little bit of Essen with some dinner, not necessarily pizza. And as was mentioned, many times Henry and I, and even Marty Pollock, would be taking Aaron to the Salisbury House on Stafford or on Leela. Those were his very favorite places. And as Henry mentioned, that was the last time we were supposed to actually get together with Aaron at Salisbury House on Leela. I personally will always remember something that I shouldn't have done, but I did it anyways, and I involved Aaron. I worked at Birds Hill Park. I was a park patrol officer about 45 years ago, and I invited Aaron to join me on patrolling the park. I unofficially deputized him, and Aaron had one of the best times ever. He had so much fun turning on the siren and the red lights as we pulled people over. We did not give anyone a ticket. And as usual, Aaron went up to people and started talking to them, even if they were warned not to be speeding. Aaron sort of had put a little bit of humor, and I'll never forget that night. I probably would have lost my job if somebody knew that, but we didn't hurt anyone. It's a special memory. I don't think I worked as a park patrol officer for much longer after that. But another special memory that I had was when I was teaching grade 3 at Inkster School. I had no idea. There was a knock on the door, and the principal, Sandy Introtter, said, "I have a substitute EA who's got nowhere to go." Okay, we'll let him come into my class. Who came into my room? Aaron. Out of over 80 schools in Winnipeg School Division, he ended up in my class. He was there for 2.5 weeks, and it was a very, very special time for me. The first thing he said when he came into my room, he got so excited, he told the class, "I've known Mr. Yanofsky for almost all my life. You have to listen to him, or I'm going to take you to the principal's office." That was Aaron. He cared in his own special way, and eventually my students understood what he meant. They were a little bit worried at first when he came in, but I remember Henry, Marty, and I taking Aaron to Ray and Jerry's on a 60th not that long ago. It was a great, great memory for all of us, and Aaron just had a special time. As the rabbi mentioned and Naomi mentioned, Aaron volunteered many, many places, including the Simpkins Center and a very special place, Manitoba Possible, that Naomi mentioned. Aaron, Henry, and I and my family spent close to 10 years at this special fundraiser for Manitoba Possible at the Safeway on Jefferson. Aaron really felt proud, right, Henry? He enjoyed being the head barbecue chef.
Yes.
And handing out
hot dogs and hamburgers.
Hot dogs and hamburgers, right.
And selling them.
For the last 15 years, Naomi mentioned, Aaron really connected with the Baby Boomer Cafe and was a regular participant and volunteer. I just spoke to them yesterday, Naomi, and they give their sincere condolences. They remember Aaron, who signed up to come to our last event at Kildonan Park just over a month ago. Henry and I will never forget those times at the Safeway with the fundraiser, with the barbecue, and especially the Baby Boomer Cafe events that Aaron really, really was just so happy to attend, which included a potluck dinner and music, and of course cribbage, where Aaron picked someone to show them how to play, and it was very successful. Finally, Aaron valued Jewish tradition and really enjoyed living at Shalom Gardens. It really added quality to his life. It was a great change, right, Henry?
Yeah, he almost made it with us to Israel.
Yeah, he almost made us with us to Israel too. You're right. Like as mentioned, Aaron looked forward to the Shabbos services there at Temple Shalom. Until we meet again, Aaron, you will always be our special breeder, brother, chevra, and friend.
Shalom.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Hi, my name is Serena. I was Aaron's daughter. So, listening to what everybody was saying today, I realized that most of my personality is from him. And I am so thankful for that. I am the type of person that will go up to people and just talk to them. And I have his humor and his taste in music. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And I miss him so much, and I wish that I had more of communication with him when he was still alive. He was huge into sports. I actually have a picture of him from when we were little, and we had matching Minnesota Twins outfits. So I was 3 years old. I had a little Minnesota Twins outfit, and he had a big Minnesota Twins outfit. I wish I still had that picture somewhere, but that's what came into mind. I'll miss you, Dad. I wanted to say more, but
Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you.
I would like to continue now with the memorial prayer, the El Maleh Rachamim. El Maleh Rachamim Shochem Bameroimim Hametze Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei HaShechina V'ma'alot kedoshim Kedoshim uteorim Kezoyer Araki Amazirim Eden Ishema Eden Ishema Taron Chaim ben Eliyahu Tzara She'alach le'olamo Ba'avur שאנו מתפללים ועד הזכרת נשמתו הגן היתן בגן עדן תהי מנוחתו לכם על הרחמים אז תראיו בסדר כנעביו לעולמים וצרור בצרור החיים החיים את נשמתו אדוני ונחלתו וינוח ושלום על משכבו ונאמר Amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure to the soul of Aaron Sommer, who has gone to his eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May his soul be bound up in the bond of life. May he rest in peace. Let us say, Amen. Please join me now in the recitation of the words of comfort, the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Itgadal ve'itgadash shmei Rabah ve'almad iverach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol Beit Israel v'agalau v'zman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehesh shemer Rabah mevorach le'alam u'le'olmei olmaya יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמה וימרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו אמן. עושה שלום עם רמיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו. Amen. Well, thank you so much everyone for coming today. And to all of you here, I hope you find comfort that Aaron is now united with his beloved mother, who he lost far too early in life. Donations in Aaron's name could be made to the Manitoba Possible, an amazing organization, as Naomi mentioned before, that work together to eliminate barriers to full and equal participation through a variety of programs and services for people with disabilities. And also because Aaron helped there, a volunteer, find great comfort during his life. And perhaps the best way we can all honor Aaron's memory is to be there for someone else in need, of someone who may need a word of encouragement or simply a friendly ear to cope with the challenges of their lives. Shiva will be private, but nevertheless, please feel free to contact the family in the following days and weeks. Sometimes it could be a phone call, an email, or a text message. I'm pretty sure it will be appreciated. So now, I would like to continue with the last stage that we're supposed to perform here at the cemetery, which is to put some dirt on top of Aaron's coffin. This is an amazing and a very profound act of kindness, and we are encouraged to come forward to get a shovel and to put some dirt on top of his coffin. I would like to invite the family first, and then everybody else will be invited to come forward and to put some dirt before you can return to your vehicles. And thank you again so much to everyone for coming out. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in this afternoon.
Thank you, Rabbi. I will see you on Saturday morning for the bar mitzvahs.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
It's a different world, eh?
Yeah. Hard.
very much.
Dad, I'll see you later.
Yeah, he didn't even say anything for her. What a guy. If anything, he knocked over.